everybody, Amy here with Garden Up. Today what I want to show you is what to do with lavender after it has finished blooming. It still has like one viable pretty bloom on it left, but for the most part these are spent and done. You can use lavender for a lot of really cool crafts and herbs and recipes and all kinds of things. I'm not going to talk about that today, but just saying it can be done. The professionals that grow these in farms have this nifty little tool called a scythe that you hold with your hand, and they just grab a cluster of it and cut. But what we do, because I don't have that tool and I don't know where to buy it, and quite frankly I wouldn't want a tool that only has one purpose. What we do is we cut them with hedgers. So scissor hedgers, my favorite brand, Coronas. I'll put a link to these in the description below. These are fabulous. I love these ones with the comfort grip and all that. They cut really, really well. They also have wooden ones, so whatever your preference is on that. These particular hedgers also have a little notch right here. That's for cutting big, heavy, woody stems. But all we need is the scissors for what we're going to do today. The reason that we hedge lavenders after it's bloomed, but if it's not done each year, they tend to get really sprawly and they just creep everywhere and they lose their shape and they get really big and then they die back in the middle and they just get really ugly after a few years. So this is a good way to keep your lavender pretty and compact in a nice little ball year after year after year, and they'll last much longer and be a much healthier plant overall. So without further ado, what you need for this project: scissor hedgers, a rake to clean up after. I like my expandable rake. Again, I've already done a video on these and why these are so cool. And you'll need a bucket to put your debris in. So how to do it is very simple. Hold your hedgers, these have an angle, okay? The handle's here, the head goes this way. So you can hold it in both directions depending on where you're standing in relation to the plant and what side of the plant you're cutting. So if I'm cutting next to me and I want to go straight down, I'm going to turn it this way so it's straight down rather than this way. I don't ever want to cut in like this. This would cause a whole lot of problems, namely cutting the greenery back underneath and making a ball shape that goes underneath tends to make this green down here not be able to get the sunlight it needs, and it'll die back. So you want to make sure that instead of a ball, it's more of a gumdrop where it flares out a little bit at the bottom. So to start this, when I approach, I usually get the stuff that's closest to me first, just because otherwise it tickles my legs. Okay, so I take my hedgers and I go straight down. Where I'm cutting is right where the stem and the leaves meet. I want to cut just a little bit into the leaves, but not like all the way back into the dead. You don't want to go that far. But you also don't want to cut out here and leave sticks. You don't want to do this, right? This would be horrible. It would make a very unhealthy plant later. You want to cut just a little bit into those leaves. Now I'm going to turn my hedgers around because I'm on the other side of the plant. And I'm still cutting straight down on the edges. Turn them around again so that I can do an angle. Turn them around again so I can do the back side. And now I'm going straight down on the side closest to me. And now, let's see, this way I think, farthest away towards the house. I'm going to trim this back a little bit because it's actually touching the foundation of the house. And I don't really want that for a number of reasons. Now I'm going to do the top, turn it over so that I can get it nice and flat. And that's that. Hello, grasshopper. I have a grasshopper. Okay, so that's that. Now, I'm going to take my expandable rake, expand it just a little bit. I don't need it out so much that it gets weak. I want the strength of having it kind of compact, but I want it big enough to be able to do the work too. So I'm just going to rake. This gets all the little pieces off and out of the way. It also helps me see if I missed one. There we go. And then just rake up around the lavender. And I would do this side too, but I have another lavender next to this one, so I'm not going to spend the time doing that just yet. Okay, so same thing. Blade straight down for the edge. And that is how you hedge your lavenders at the end of the summer so that they're nice and in a nice ball shape for the next year, and they'll grow back really, really well and bloom lots for you. I still have a few long stems here I might take down, but for the most part, that's about it. So, signing off for today. I'll see you in the garden.